Grab your cup of coffee because it's time for a little inspiration. Good morning. Happy Friday out there to all of you joining me here for another episode of Coffee Time Inspirations, where I share with you the tips and tricks and things that I have learned over the years to help make your website gorgeous, efficient, working for you, and helping you connect with your ideal customers in the most genuine and authentic way. Now, for those of you joining me for the first time here, I am Teresa Shalhoub with Web Designs by Teresa, and my goal and mission in life is to fill the small business world with gorgeous websites that work as hard as you do. And I do this through teaching in videos such as this with our Coffee Time Inspiration videos that we host on Mondays and Fridays, but also through consulting and website design as well. So if you're looking for anyone even just to have a chat with on web design, feel free to shoot me a message. I love to talk with people and to share messages or to share my insights with anybody out there. So today we are talking about connecting or looking through at our website through the eyes of our ideal customer. And the last couple of weeks, we've been really focusing in on tapping into who our ideal customer is and starting to really build a more intimate relationship with who that person is. So we've taken a look at, what it is that our customers are saying, what it is that they need, what is it they want. We've taken a look at, how they spend their days, where are they spending their time most often, all of those kind of things. We've also taken a look at how we can connect with them in the best possible way because we have this understanding of who they are and how they spend their days. Finally, we took a look at who we don't want to be expending our energy selling to because they're just not our ideal customer. They're not our target market. And then we talked about how to stop being so salesy in our conversation and our website content and just focus on the conversation. So if you've been with me through all of these videos, you have done some incredible work. And I just want to celebrate you and raise my cup to you guys because that's a lot of work to really put into making sure that you come across as the person and the expert that you want to be when it comes to working with your customers. So kudos and great job to all of you guys that have been with me. If you're just joining me for the first time, or if this is the first video that you're tuning into, you can find all of this information on my website, teresashalhoub.com, and all the topics we've been talking about this month about connecting with your ideal customers is going to be available on my website, so you can find that there. But today we're finishing up this customer series where we're going to be talking about looking at your website through the eyes of your ideal customer, because when they come to your website, if it doesn't connect with them, they're not probably going to connect with you. And I want them to connect with you. That's why we've been sharing all this content this week. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started in our chat for today. And I've got 5 steps that I want to share with you on how to do a website review from the perspective of a customer. And so if you want to grab a notepad, this is a great time. If you don't have a chance to grab a notepad, that's okay. Catch this on my blog later on my website. I always do a written recap of the videos that I do in my blog, and as well as an article on LinkedIn, so you can catch that information there. But the first step that I want you to do when it comes to sharing your information here is to change your scenery. So take a moment and just get into a new location. And thanks, Casey. Thanks for tuning in, Casey. I'm glad this worked into your schedule that you could tune in with me today. So yes, step number 1 is to change your scenery. And here's the reason why I want you to change your scenery when it comes to reviewing your website. Because the place that you're at in that moment, the location you are in this moment, has a big impact on the mindset that you're going to have in this moment. And let me give you an example. Years ago, I did this Myers-Briggs training with a company that I was working for. And we had to do this assessment to kind of figure out where we fell into the different categories in Myers-Briggs. And I did my assessment initially in the evening, minutes after I had got my kids to bed. Now, at this time, I had 3 little ones. I think my oldest son was about 6 or 7, and I had just got them put to bed. The kitchen was still a disaster from dinner time. I still needed to make lunches for the next day. I was worried about my son, who was not doing real well on his spelling tests, and I had this idea I had to be super mom and fix every problem. And I did the assessment initially in the mindset of, let me hurry up and get this done so that I can move on to the next thing on my to-do list so I can go to bed. So I did the assessment. The next morning I get to work. I've had a good night's sleep. I had my coffee. I was sitting at my desk. I was dressed as a professional, not as a tired, stressed out mom. And I start reading over the assessment results that I had, and I was reading them and I thought, oh my God, this does not sound like me at all. It's because I was in a completely different place. I wasn't, when I did that assessment, I was in cranky, tired mom version of myself. But what I really needed to be doing was looking at this professional, I can do anything version of myself when I did the assessment. So that's why location matters. That's why looking at your website from a different location than your office, where you're focused on your business to-do list, is going to help you see the website from the viewpoint of your customers. And so that's what I want you to do, is think about where your ideal customers are going to be when they land on your website. Are they going to be sitting on the couch watching while their family watches Netflix? Are they going to be at a soccer match waiting for the game to start and they're just kind of doing some scrolling before things get started? Maybe they haven't even gotten out of bed yet and they're doing their early morning scroll and they want to see what's going on. Think about where they're going to be and make a point to put yourself in that location. Now, it's possible you're going to come up with different ideas. They could be anywhere. And I get that. We're all over the place. We're busy people. We're not in one location. Just pick one. Don't stress like, oh, should I be at the soccer match or should I be on the couch? Just pick one that you know is going to be something you could easily do to put yourself in that mindset. So change your location before you do the review so that you can start really seeing things from a different mindset, from the mindset of your customer. The next thing that I want you to do is to use a different device. Now, changing location, this is probably a no-brainer, but just in case you're that person who loves to carry your laptop everywhere, change the device that you're looking at your website on and think about, what device is my customer going to be more than likely using? By changing the device, again, you're empowering that mindset from a different viewpoint. If you take your work laptop with you, you still have your mind a little bit on work to-do list. You'll have the email messages popping up and social media messages popping up and work-related stuff that's not going to put you in the mindset of your customer. So use a different location. It could be, or a different device. It could be an iPad or a smartphone or a tablet or just a different computer. Whatever the case is, use a different device, because again, we want to have a different mindset when we're reviewing our website from the eyes of our customer. And now it's time to do the review. So you've gone to a different location, you have a different device, and now you're going to do the review. Keep in mind that the purposes of this review for today is to look at the conversation that you're having with your customers from your website. And that's what I want you to focus on. As you're looking at it, especially being on a different device, it's possible you're going to see some formatting and design things that you're going to want to have adjusted or tweaked or whatever the case is. Make a note of those, like bring a notepad to this review with you and just make a quick note of those, but don't stress those. What I want you to focus on is actually thinking about the website itself and the conversation that you're having on the website, and make the changes from that point of view. And before you get started with your review, ask yourself this one question. What is the one thing that my customer wants the most? The one, absolute one thing that they need the most. And then when you open up your website and take a look at it from the viewpoint in this new location from your customer, ask yourself, is the one thing they need answered within the first 5 seconds of them landing on my page? If they don't see what it is that you can do to help them and help make their lives better instantly, they're probably going to click away. We live in an instant gratification world where we want people to connect. We want information at our fingertips all the time. And so when we don't get what we're looking for instantly, we quickly lose interest. Now, if you want a good example of a website that I have found that does this beautifully, this is my friend Kim with Fresh Impact Social Media Marketing and Consulting, and she does an incredible job with this. When you land on Kim's website, you know instantly that she is here to help you manage your social media. That's what she does, and she does a beautiful job at doing this. And so when you go to her website, you don't have to question what it is that you can do or what she can do for you. You know what it is. So check out her website, Fresh Impact Social Media Marketing and Consulting. It's Fresh Impact 4 biz.com. You can go see her there, and I'll post a link in the notes here or later on. Okay, so now you have put yourself in a different location. You've changed to a different device. You've really put yourself in the mindset of a customer, and you've done the review. So the next step that I want you to do is to put the notes that you took during this review away. Just put them away. Take a break. Go out, take a walk, have a glass of wine, pour yourself a cup of coffee. If it's the workday, work on another different project, but step away from this for a couple hours, because if you don't, all the things that you saw you want to tweak and change are likely to stress you out. And I don't want you to be stressed out. I want this to be a positive experience for you, because the more positivity you put into the website, the more you're going to get out of it. So give yourself a break. And then step number 5 is to come back after you've taken that break, after a few hours or even a few days, come back and review your notes. Now, you're going to want to have a separate sheet of paper to review when you review your notes, because as you're reviewing the notes of the things that you found, I want you to take a moment to jot down the changes that you want to make and start creating an outline plan of the changes that you want to make for your website. As you're going through and making those prioritizing, spend a little bit of time prioritizing how you want to get those changes done. Some are going to be a little bit more important than others, and you want to make sure you get them done first. So just sit down, take notes on what changes you want to make, prioritize those changes, and then schedule those changes into your calendar so that you can get them done in a reasonable amount of time. Now, one final note that I want to share with you guys is this, that your website is a living creature all of its own. It is always going to be changing. There are always going to be tweaks to be made and adjustments to be done and content or pages to be reworked. And that's okay. Think about this. Life is always changing. Businesses grow. Our needs shift. Life doesn't stay static. And so your website is always going to need a little bit of love and time and attention. But it doesn't have to be a painful process. And you don't have to strive for perfection. Just go with it. Go with the flow. Enjoy the process and spend a little bit of time being grateful for all the things that you are doing to make your corner of the world a better place, because what you do matters, and it's amazing and it's incredible. And I, for one, am so grateful that you are out here doing what you're doing to make that world a better place. So those are my tips here for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me, for tuning in. I love it when I can connect with you guys through this way. I wish we could all just get together and have a giant cup of coffee together. That would be incredible. But since we have screen-to-screen connections, then I am grateful that we have this opportunity available to you guys, or to all of us. So thank you again. I look forward to connecting with you guys again soon. I have some super exciting things coming up next week and next month. We have a whole new series coming up that is going to focus on making our website even better. So you make sure you want to tune in for that. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will talk to you all again very soon. Bye.